So your birth chart is your cosmic map, right? It is the design you created for yourself to come down into this life as a human on earth and have a goal and a starting point and all the steps that you need to take to get there and the route and everyone you need to meet along the way and all your traveling partners. And right now, on the map, depending on where you are in your evolutionary journey, but I'm betting you're at the beginning because you're here and you're struggling and you're a mom and you're like, I'm not just a mom though. So right now, you're at the South Node, and that is your starting point. It is the little you are here spot on the map so that you know how to orient yourself to the rest of the map so you can take the right path. The quickest path, the easiest path, the path that teaches you the most, the fastest, and that is why you're here. Because I can help you figure out which path is fastest and easiest. I took all the paths. I went down that one and then that one, and then it turns out they all just kind of lead back to the center one that I could have just taken in the first place, but that was too easy for me. It doesn't have to be too easy for you. In my first 2 videos, I talked about the South Node a lot. I first discussed my experience with my transformation, starting with discovering my South Node. And then in the second video, I broke down all of the different possible manifestations of the South Nodes as they show up in motherhood, as your most positive, highest expression of the South Node in your chart. So in this episode, I would like to discuss the less attractive aspects of the South Nodes and how they show up in motherhood, because they do. They really do. They are not your strengths in motherhood. They're not your talents. They're the things you inherited from your mother line that you don't like about your mother or your grandmother. They're the things you took from your past life of the traumas you experienced and the people you didn't like and the problems you caused, and you took them into this life, and now they're being triggered so hard by your kids. Nobody triggers the South Node quite like children because of how closely related it is to your mother, really. Because it is the, the creation of you. It comes straight from the source, from the mother. And you really do. You take a lot from your mother and your grandmother, because your mother took a lot from your grandmother grandmother took a lot from her mother. So here you are, a mother yourself, and your South Node can be a beautiful asset, as you have learned in my second video. But it can also be a limiting struggle just to wake up in the morning and do it all again. And try to be a nice mom and to try to be grateful for your beautiful little humans and to try to do better than you did yesterday, even though you're more tired than you were yesterday. Or just you just didn't get to do anything for yourself, and the way you react in the mood you get into and the way you embody that mood and you express it to your kids and your partner, that's the South Node. So the South Node can show up in many different ways. It can show up as a trigger that you feel not inherently, internally, excuse me. It can show up like a habit pattern of thoughts that you have over and over, even though you're like, stop thinking that. I don't like that. It can show up as like jealousy issues or competitiveness. It can show up as guilt. It is almost always linked to guilt. Guilt is almost always at the base of the South Node emotions. So it is usually where you feel stuck. So if you feel stuck in something in motherhood and you don't know how to get out, it's probably the South Node. So it doesn't ever mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's something you need to learn. It is something you took from your past life, which means it's karmic. And I know that word is not an English word, and I don't use it lightly. But it is a very loaded word, and there really isn't an English word that really describes it the same way. But karma is what you take with you, what you created in your last life and you take into this life. And it is lessons. It's things you want to learn, things you want to clear, things you want to heal, things you did that you wish you hadn't done, or things you did that you want to do differently, or all the things. If it's from your past life, it's karmic. Good or bad. So these aren't bad things. They're just not fun, not easy, not pleasant. They're struggles, and we got to figure out how to get through them. We got to figure out how to let them go. And the best way to do that with, I think, any struggle, whether it's from your South Node or it's from work or it's from, your period. It's just something we've got to let go. We don't need to hold on to it. And the first best way is to acknowledge it and say, that's there, and it's not my fault. It's just there. And it's not my fault, but I'm responsible for it. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You're not a bad mom, but you might feel like you are. You might internalize every single little thing you do that you wish you hadn't done and say, it's because I'm a bad mom. But that is you comparing yourself to some sort of standard for motherhood that you don't even know where you got, probably. Could have been from your mom, could have been from society, could have been from a book, could be from your neighbor. Who knows? You're comparing yourself. And it could also just be the standard that you think you're supposed to hold yourself to. It's not helping you to be mad at yourself. It's not helping you to feel guilt. You're doing a great job. You are trying. If you're here watching this video, it is because you are trying. You want to be the best version of yourself. And you're just stuck. You're stuck in your South Node. And that's okay. I was too. Most people are. You don't want to be anymore? Okay. Come on this journey with me through the Evolutionary astrology birth chart. And we'll go from where you are right now, you are here, South Node, to your North Node, which we'll get to later. So, what can this video do for you? Show you that you are not your South Node, but you do have many of its tendencies and qualities. And as much as you do hold on to those, you don't have to. And you can let them go, and you can move past them. They are not you anymore. They are past life you. Current life you doesn't need them. Current life, you needs to learn from them. Okay, so in my previous video about the highest expressions of the South Nodes, I went through all of the signs. So I'm going to do that here too. I'm going to do my best. So an Aries South Node shows its lowest expression in things like aggressiveness and competition with your partner or your kids, or impatience, hardcore impatience with just regular child things. Like why are they so slow? And this is one I resonate with because I am an Aries moon. So, working on it all the time. Taurus, North Node, South Node. Taurus South Node, lowest expression. Pickiness in the way things are done. Your children never do things right. They cannot clean properly. They cannot organize properly. They can't appreciate the things that you need them to appreciate. They don't take care of their stuff. Annoying. Gemini, South Node. Your kids are just like constantly talking to you. And it's just too much. It's like a sensory overload, but you want to be the one talking. So if they need advice, you got the advice. But when they're like telling you a story about, Minecraft or what they ate, it's like, oh, okay, let's talk about something better, more important than this. Where am I at? Cancer South Node. I am that one. So I know it all too well. Smothering. That might not sound bad, but it's not. It's not cute. Like not being able to hold your baby without eating their face lovingly with kisses. Too many kisses? Smothering. And then, I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I try my best not to smother them, but as a Cancer South Node, that comes out in I know everything you're feeling, and I know exactly how to fix it. I know how you feel, and I know what the feeling feels like, I got it, I can fix you, I can make you feel better. It doesn't, it's not good for them. Leo South Node. Feeling like every single thing your kids do wrong or weird is a reflection on you as a mom, and that's not okay, because you're amazing and they better get it together because people are watching and it's going to make you look bad. Virgo South Node. Hypercritical. Thinking your kids are just not doing it right. And they're not trying hard enough. And you did something very, very wrong. Very wrong. And it's all your fault. You don't know what to do right or fix it. And they don't stick to routines. The routines. Libra South Node. Trying to make them nice to each other and to you, and never ever feeling like they care. They don't put themselves, second. They're always so selfish. They never think of how you feel. I'm forgetting which ones come next. Scorpio South Node. This is a tough one. It hurts. This one hurts. It is the feeling of wanting to just put your child back into you so that they'll be safe, and that you are the only one who can keep them safe, and you know exactly how to keep them safe. And yet you cannot protect them from the world, and that's terrifying. Very, very scary. So, like, day in, day out in terror for their safety and for losing them. Sagittarius South Node. Inconsistency. That's a word. Not feeling like you can really stay put in one situation, in one mindset, in one, spirituality. And flip-flopping. You know what I'm trying to say. When your kids come to you with they vent about something, and then you lecture them for a while, like too long, and they're like, I just wanted to tell you how I felt. Capricorn South Node. Highly structured. Like, so structured that there's no room for mistakes or human behavior. And then being kind of relentless about, I wouldn't say punishment so much, but, energetic punishment at least. You just radiate disappointment when you're disappointed. You don't like doing that, but you do it. And Aquarius South Node. Feeling like an outcast, and yet feeling like you're superior to all other moms, and making sure kids know that. And they feel it, whether you say it or not. They feel like you don't have any mom friends, and like you're the weird one, and they don't want to tell their friends about you. But also that you're probably doing it to yourself. Pisces South Node. Clingy. Clingy to your kids. Clingy to their emotions. It's very similar to the Cancer South Node, but a little more delusional. It happens. So these all sounded very negative. And you can see them like that. But what are we learning? What are these things meant to teach us? Which ones came from your mom? Which ones do you feel society taught you? Which ones do you feel make a lot of sense for how you go about the rest of your life? Which ones do you feel like you could use constructively in a different part of your life? And in motherhood, they're not serving you or your kids. We can move them around. We don't have to completely do away with them. Whether they sound negative or positive, they can still be good. You can still use these really intense behaviors and habits for good. And then some of them must be released. And this is how you do it. I know how to do it. I did it. Evolutionary astrology is the answer. It might sound nuts, but you were given your assignment. You were given your map. You were given your checklist. You were given the destination and the outcome. You have it. You just plug in your birthday, your birth time, your birthplace, pull up a map. It's called a birth chart. And that is your answer. It's not that easy to read, but once you get the fundamentals, it's a language that is much easier to learn than any spoken language. And it reveals you. It reveals you to yourself as if you've been looking in a mirror that did not show your actual reflection your entire life. And now you are reflected back from this weird looking circle with all these hieroglyphs on it. And it's you. If you would like any help with that, you can work with me. I offer a coaching program that takes you through your birth chart and your transformation from South Node to North Node, which means from stuck to free, from struggling to sovereign. It's massive. It is life-changing. Going from feeling like you don't know who you are, except you're a mom and you're a wife and you're not happy, to knowing who you are, what your purpose is, how to go about it, and why you're here. It's wild. Please, please let me know in the comments how wild you think it is. Also, which South Node you have in your chart and how it shows up for you, negatively or positively. And if you want to work with me, my website is motherevolving.org. I'll put the link in the description, and maybe like right here too. I don't know where it shows up. And we can talk. We can talk for about 30 minutes for free and figure out if I can help you. Thank you so much for watching.